Let me set the lights up. Here we go with my third Saturday night Streamathon. Should have shaved a little bit more, maybe, but who knows? Anyway, we are on live on LinkedIn. And let me set up my monitoring. Let's see how we're doing. I haven't gone live on LinkedIn yet. No, I mean, right now I don't see it. So let's see. Yes, there we go. Gonna watch the live event. I'm gonna be my single watcher, but I don't care. I have fun. Well. Yes, one person watching. Moi. Now, if I get the chat up here, I don't see people trying to get in probably. So I'm going to leave the chat off now for the time being, unless I could put it someplace else. I don't know. Anyway, we got plenty of time. It's Saturday night, live from Bloomington, Illinois. Just talking today how long I'm going to still stay here, but I think not long. The time is coming when I shall move on again and continue in my city project, but I hate the hat being crumpled like that. Yeah, stretch it out. Somebody sat on it and it's just a different angle. I don't know. Anyway, first things first. Tonight's a leftover night because we have our Sam Adams, we have our Pilsner Urquell. I'm going to take that out to let it get warm. And I also have stretch it out. My trusty croissant for the final finish. But for the time being, we'll start with didn't make that sound I wanted to make. Oh well. That's what happens when you focus on other things and you're not particularly doing one shot. Anyway. So first thing first, crack open a beer, whatever you got. Let's have fun. Let's see how it foams. Well, we foamed it up well. Wow. Well, I'm not gonna go that way because it's just tried it. But anyway, I'll show it this way. That's much better. And it's very foamed up. So want to see what happens. But yeah, it does make good foam to beer. So I liked it. The only problem is the 5.6% alcohol, which is quite a lot. If you're a good beer drinker, we got our happy cheers. If you like to drink your beer a lot, it's better to go 4.4 like the Pilsner Urquell. But, for the taste and stuff, it's not bad to have this either. Good taste. I do say it is a good tasting beer. Well tasting. Love it. Like it. Love it. And it's all good. So, what are we going to be talking about today? There's a lot of stuff going on in the news. I had my Endless Leads event. I am working on a course. And I like doing now the one person disappeared that was watching me. So that was the sound I was listening to before. And I tried too hard, so I didn't get it. Good. So this one will pour over the side of the glass so we can fill it. Because this is like a 0.6 liter mug. 0.6, 0.65 or something. It's like 24, 23 ounces, whatever it is. And so the 0.3 liter beer fits into it perfectly with room to spare, of course. 12-ounce beer. So yeah, I don't have to worry about it running too far out. But wow, this is really foaming nice though. Pretty thick foam when you pour it over. Wow, it's even got like a typical head. I'm trying to turn on the autofocus for a while. Well, maybe it's on. I don't know. I did figure out the gestures now finally. So yeah, let's do the autofocus. There you go. See that beautiful head? Let's finish off. Still, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Now, that's a beer. So when I finished it, it's in there, but I'm not going to wait. Anyway, let's start off tonight. Cheers. While the foam is high. Take a little sip. Well, I can just finish pouring this in there. Just a little leftover, a little caramelly, but you know, I like the hoppy Urkel style beers. But that's not what we have today. Well, there's two of those in there, but for now, we'll stick with this. So what's going on? Well, no, shut this off, and that's it. So yes, and we can talk about some stories, some traveling. Garbage this one too. Oh, and the cap. And that's the end of the keys because no more beer with caps. Unless I go to the store, but I'm not going to make you wait. So we'll just do with the other two cans of Pilsner Urquell, and then we start off on rum if we get to it. But I'm not looking to drink too much. So what have we learned this week? This week was a pretty crazy week. I don't know how for you, but for me, it was a lot of shockers. A lot of shockers. A lot of unexpected things that happened, and people are going crazy for some reason. It could be the Christmas season. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Let's put it that way. And got my friends on Instagram. Wonder if I could somehow share this, but I guess not. Well, I could. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to put this on Facebook. I'm not going to share it as I'm not going to share it as stream directly to Facebook, but what I will do is I will take the stream, which currently I'm live. So let's see if I can do that. And let me do this through screen share. Window, entire screen. Sure. Share my entire screen. I'll share myself. The never-ending loop of people. Anyway, so now we're sharing the screen. You can't see me, which is fine. And here we go. I'm gonna share. I could do it directly to Facebook, but I'm just gonna copy this. And as I'm thinking, I was like, I know a lot of people. There's an NC Web Dev page. I could share it on that as well, but should I? It's too complicated. I'm just going to share it to Facebook. My Facebook page. Oh, I could show you while I'm here, I could show you my 10,000 member group. See, and this is what we're getting into. Is I never know what I'm going to be doing, but I will talk about the Facebook group because I've been learning. Oh, see, these are soccer fans. There we go. like that. Cheers, guys. And I'm going to do a live video. I'm going to do a live YouTube. And I'm not going to do anything else. Just going to do that. I'm not going to add any tags or nothing like that. Share it to your pages. Yeah, let's try to share this to NC Web Dev as well. I could go to Presney Breckwood, and I can, that's my translation agency. 818 followers. This is what I've been doing over the years. Licensed agent with Glober.com, which is another website. My son's hockey, Glober asset protection. Wonder, yeah, hockey bet is another thing I was doing. It's part of my betting stuff. Sports and longevity was another page I started, but didn't really like it. Let me see. Let's put it to Presney Breckwood and then do T. Got 390. Let's share it to these three. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I never tried this. Like experimenting, but I never tried this. And turn on your videos and blah 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 blah. I guess it doesn't go in there, but just tells you go to that link. Anyway, so we're good. And then we go into groups. And here's my 10,000 member group. How many members do we have now? 9,500. We never hit 10,000. I think highest was 9,700. And here's a bunch of posts people still do. November 25th. People do post in here. I don't visit this enough. And I don't know. But this is how you manage Facebook groups. Potential spam, 3 new. Member request plus 20. Admin assist, 4 criteria. You got that set up. Facebook has really gone a long way with these groups. And as much as I'm not in them anymore, I'm still sort of, cheers. I keep on top of it. But just to be informed, not really doing anything. But you have activity log, moderation alerts. That's activity log. I don't care. I did want to see growth. There we go. Yeah, see, as I'm not attending here too much, it's I mean, I did add a bunch of people today. 2040 membership requests, engagement. Not much now, but because 5 posts over the last 28 days. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of dead. It's just a hobby, and right now I'm more focused on LinkedIn and stuff. But yeah, just today I entered 48 new people, and membership one, activity one thing, engagement. I mean, back a while back. See the last 60 days. I don't think I was on that at all, but anyway, these are. What's what I'm talking about? This is I'm always talking about this because it's always important to have keep track of statistics, and this is what I call statistics. It's not, LinkedIn. It really doesn't support its creators. So, anyway, sadly enough, this is the reality of LinkedIn. Let me go back to. Well, this is just enter full screen. I'm gonna stop sharing now again. But anyway, that was our trip to Facebook. So yeah, I'm alive on Facebook, and LinkedIn. K Mergel is live. I could go to my. I'll run a social media. Let's visit Instagram. My Instagram page. If anybody wants to follow me, I could leave the link in the comments on here. And hey, follow me on Instagram. I put up stories sometimes, but same thing as my Facebook. My Facebook, I sort of feel like it's my Czech community. Although I do have some Americans on there, but it's not my main thing. But this is my Instagram. Oh, sorry, I did not. did not share my Instagram. I can just share the window here. That's all the tab. There we go. I got 856 posts. The thing goes to NC Web Dev. 1,036 followers. I used to have like 1,400, but there's no money on Instagram for me. I mean, not for what I'm doing. Anyway, that's me on the for soccer games. Most of it is my own cooking. I do like to cook. I sort of miss it, but I still get fat if I start cooking for myself. So, not that I didn't get fat now, but I love food. So, did I create food? This is our first video. Let's look at our first video. One of our first videos that we did. We were experimenting with it, like a food blog sort of a video. Let's play our video. Good. How to make dinner in the 50-second lunch. There you go. That's me and my big belly of cooking. My son's first work. George Foreman grill. Oh, you put the sausages on there. You pour the water out. And I strain it. That was my son there, star of the show. All right. Heat up the sauce. That's done in 2 minutes. And there we go. Lunch is served. And here we go again. Anyway, so more stuff. But see, despite of having low numbers, I still have decent amount of views. That was my New Year's resolution video. This one was pretty good. The Korean grill. A few videos I was making for that too. Of course, sushi's not my creation. It's sometimes for restaurant. I have a good mix of that. Sometimes I go, but let's go back. My son's hockey is a big part of it. Homemade hot dogs with freshly ground horseradish. 120 likes. I'm gonna see my best pictures with the most likes. I think I shall hit it soon. Photography is sort of my hobby. It's not, I like to take pictures. I take pictures of everything. And I think we're getting close to the big one. I see a trusty Pilsner Urquell in a bottle, 63.81, 125. Steak tartare, although I made it from a fatty piece of meat, but I don't care. Homemade utopensi, drunken sunken man. Wendell General Store hot sauce. Oh, Pilsner Urquell, look at that. There you go. I'm putting together the gym for my son. The trusty old lager. What was I making here? I forgot. Let's look. Oh, it was a pound cake. What was that? No, it was a banana bread. That's right. Yep. No, just want to see the. Oh. My cactus. I left that in Raleigh. I forgot. Oh yeah, smush the bananas. There's that. Throw it in, bake it, and there we go. Banana walnut cake. I'm looking for my picture. I think I passed it already. Yeah, these are the early ones that I tried. Rainstorm filled the dam. That was a picture of that. Page is not loading properly. This was, I think, one of the top. No, but that was one of my favorite pictures, though. My home creation: dumplings and goulash. But I think the top, somewhere around here, 124 likes, 73. Yes, my outdoor fridge on the balcony. Just love sitting on the balcony at night, just think about stuff and have a few beers. And that's why you put a fridge out there, so you don't sit there dry. I think this was 173, 155. Yeah, homemade pizza, 207, 217, 223. I think that was one of the tops. 219, 223, 215. So, yep. My home sort of Chinese style food. No particular dish, just like to make that. 223, 235. This was the best one. Open bread sandwiches, 235 likes. 245 is the next goulash. All right, this was the peak. 245. At that point, I was like, I could get 500, I could get thousands, I could get whatever. It's no problem to get a traction on this, but the thing is you really have fun doing it. Are you making any money with it? If the money's not there, and if you don't see a path to monetizing it, it's kind of like, yeah, in my spare time, I don't mind it. But now that I'm on the road, I don't have a kitchen, so hey, and I don't want to spoil this with just having restaurant food. Sometimes some of the restaurant stuff is really good, so I like to take pictures. Like this was what was this? Yeah, Moe's Southwest Grill. I like them, so my son worked there for a while too. He was trying to do the job stuff, which he's now, I think, given up on forever, because he's like, no, I'll just get my own business going, and I really put some effort in that rather than going through the job thing. So this was that. This was that. This is the open sandwiches. That was our breakfast. I made that for breakfast. Full-size breakfast of champion. Chlebichki. Open sandwiches and Italian bread. Boo, 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 boo. And didn't get too many comments. I wasn't big on commenting, but I got 235 likes. So it's about like exchange and be nice to each other. And people will not like everything, even if you like but crap. But you can build the engagement. It's just like engagement is just like on LinkedIn. You just gotta spend the time doing it. I like making these baguettes or sandwiches or heroes or subs or whatever you want to call it. It's just my fun stuff. But this is my favorite and pretty high sandwich. That's the way we like them. Remember back in Staten Island, we used to get that at 2 Manillo sandwiches, and on Midland Avenue was the I forget Midland Avenue, Staten Island used to have these sandwiches. It was the bodega that I was living next to. But yeah, you gotta have a high sandwich with lots. I mean, this is actually like only quarter of the meat that 2 Manillos on Staten Island used to put in. But anyway, so yep, that's a nice lunch. And so I like to play with food. That is my hobby, cooking. One day, I'm thinking about putting together a cookbook. Yeah, this is a new pot I bought. Omelette. And this is us at the Carolina Hurricanes games and practices going backwards now. We've seen already, so I'll just run through this. I forget where this was. Buffalo Brothers. But which ones? I don't know. It was Ludicrous Wings. Oh, yes, that's right. Those are the wings that everybody cried from, even across the table. I finished the whole thing, but they were like, oh, definitely not recommended to amateur newbies to hot foods. Because there was a girl there, I forget, I think she was from Somalia, and she came to me and she's like, I'm from, I think it was Somalia or Africa or Ethiopia, but I think it was more Somalia, but whatever it is. One of the African countries is we really love hot food. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, but I can't even finish that. That's how hot that was. And I'm like, well, see, it was, like I said, it was a table. It was like 8 of us there sitting, and a guy across the table, like 3 seats away, like, the long waist table. So it was like 3 people on each side. So, and then 2 at the head. So I was sitting at the head, and the other side at the head, the guy 3 people away, was crying. He took off his glasses. I started crying, and I was eating that stuff. I was like, okay. And I admitted, I says, yes, it's hot. I was turning red and all sorts of colors. I was like, that's why I get it. It's not something that I didn't expect that, but level of hot second to only chicken vindaloo Indian style, which was back in Staten Island when I was like 17. Went to an Indian restaurant there. Of course, it's no longer there, but it was on Lincoln Avenue, and Highland Boulevard, that corner, and went to the Indian guys there, and we used to go get food there a couple of times a week and stuff. And so they knew us, and I was like, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" Says, um, make us vindaloo chicken, but we like hot stuff. And they were like, "You really wanted hot?" We were like, "No, the hottest you have." So there was chicken vindaloo was extremely hot, and I can tell you, like these wings are very close to it. But after eating that chicken vindaloo, I did not taste anything for the rest of the day. That's how hot that was. And I like hot food, but that was, you go to a certain level with hot foods, and it's kind of like, you know, this is nice that it's hot, but this is too hot. It's just because at certain point of hotness, I could take any challenge just about, but you just sort of like lose the fun because you don't taste the food anymore. So, why? So I'm like, let me stick around and let me stick to the habanero on a Scovelli scale or whatever, however you pronounce that. I'm like, oh, I have 500,000 points is about where it gets nice. Between 500,000 and million is more of a challenge thing, and I think I did surpass 1,000,000. But I'm like, if we go above that to the 2 million and stuff, I'm like, no, I think I'll pass on that. I never attempted it. I don't want to break that record because it's more about just macho challenge stuff than anything else. So I just rather have a challenge in the amount of beers I drink than the hot food because I can handle hot, but I have a bunch of stories with hot. So, but let's not stay on hot. Let's make this a little into business as well. So these are the hot wings. That I was like, oh yeah, I remember now. Pork knee, knuckle, whatever, with horseradish, pepperoncini. I have those. I love pepperoncini. Obviously, I could eat the whole can just watching TV. Just like people eat cherries and stuff. That's how I eat pepperoncini and what you want to call it, the hot peppers of all sorts of types. So bacon. This is my 23-year-old rum, Kirk and Sweeney. Saw them here, but the bottle was like, I think this one was like $60, and got that from Santa Claus. Made a couple of videos. Frozen glass, good. So this is our early creation process, and I still leave some daily notes there and stuff, but some the stories I do. If I go to for a beer and stuff, I'll leave something there, but fine, that's it, finished. The tour to Instagram is over, but if you're looking to get help with Instagram, hey, again, you can reach out to me. We can talk about it. I can do it. Instagram makes sense for restaurants, travel. As I always say, it's basically a restaurant travel blog and fashion stuff like that. I spilled a little beer here, so I think it spots. Anyway, so yeah, that's anything visual, but like selling websites on Instagram, don't even try. Same thing as like one lady one time I was on Twitter, now called X, but I was on Twitter, and she's like, I spent like 2,000 on ads on Twitter, and I didn't make any money selling expensive pocketbooks. And I told her, I says, hey, listen, because people don't come to Twitter to buy stuff. So, and Twitter will take your money. And that's why I don't really run paid ads on anything yet. because you really want to have a specific product and you want to sell it on a platform where your audience is, where your target audience customers are. I mean, ideal customers. So if you're not doing that, if you're selling pocketbooks on Twitter, you put 2,000 into it. Yeah, Twitter will take your money, but don't be surprised make if you don't make any if you don't sell anything. So it's doing marketing is one thing, but digital marketing. But if you don't do it right, if you just think, oh well, I'll just put the ad anywhere and I'll pay the money and it'll bring me this. No, it won't. It literally won't work for you, and you're gonna be surprised. And you're like, oh yeah, I dumped all this money. I was like, you might as well throw it out the window. Who cares? So yeah, that was that. And then enough beer for one more sip, but that's about it. How long gone? Oh, 31 minutes. So that's that. And now we can go to LinkedIn as well, but I'm not sure if I want to go to LinkedIn yet. And in the news. In the news is an article this week. I think my son's going to make a video about it as well, but Saturday was sort of a slow day. It was like I said, this week was all crazy. So everything was thrown around and tossed around, but let me pull this up. I think it was a LinkedIn, so I'm going to have to go to the other screen. I want to take this. Yeah. This is a LinkedIn story, but didn't make it to the high upper echelons. It just made it to sort of the top 10 or something, but didn't make it into the top 5 or 2. So many people missed it. And it's a story that came out. And this is what I'm going to do. And we made a video about this back way when, and this is what I keep talking about also with the I'm not even watching my video now. Wow. I'm looking here and there's nobody watching my video. I had one viewer, now I have 0, despite me being watching this on a different IP address. And okay, nobody's watching me. I'm not even watching myself. Good to know. Yes. Again, I'm going to go to share the screen. And I talked about this in the past. People talked about that. My son made a video about it. And OpenAI is thinking about creating a top tier of $2,000 a month for their AI access to certain levels and certain purposes, because they look at it this way. They say, I mean, you can get rid of 3 employees, and if you're paying each employee somewhere between $2,000 to $4,000 a month, and you get rid of 3 of them, you could give us to 2,000, and we'll take care of it. All of that. So it's like they're having this business tier, which is going to go up to, they're considering up to $2,000. And this one day ago LinkedIn article actually talks about that slightly. It says OpenAI codename Strawberry is ready to be picked for a $200 a month subscription fee. So it's not the $10 or $20 that it's now. $20, I believe. I'm not paying for it. The artificial intelligence startup's reasoning model is out of preview mode, with the full version of O1 now part of the top tier $200 a month plan called ChatGPT Pro. The subscription, aimed at researchers and engineers, includes an exclusive O1 Pro mode, which uses more compute to think harder and provide even better answers to the hardest problems, along with unlimited access to O1, GPT-4o, and advanced voice. Some GPT Plus users are balking at the Pro's price point since it's 10 times higher than Plus. Well, because it's professional and because no company has yet found a way to make anything AI profitable, especially the large language models. So the only way, if you can't make a profit on it because of the high, expensive resources, well, you're going to have to raise the price. And because I think it's like think it's like 12 to 18 months or something like that is when the venture capital money runs out. And a lot of the venture capitalists, they're not willing to invest more into AI. So it's going to sort of disappear. Not fully, but here is the first calling or first signal of, yeah, forget about the free stuff because that's not going to be accessible for much longer, maybe, because we need to make money on this. And it's a lot of computing power, a lot of cooling power you got to use. And yeah, this is going to be a problem, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure Gemini will stay open. I'm sure some of these things will stay open, and they're here to stay. But for a lot of things, I think you're going to have to start paying a lot of money because it's a lot of CPU that's being used. So I don't know if you have run into yet the $200 tier, but I haven't. I haven't seen it, but it's starting to roll out now, and I think the next one's going to be the 2000 because hey, if you want to fire employees, save a lot of money. ChatGPT or OpenAI says we want a cut of that. No, we can't be sponsoring your company because it's real expensive to run AI, and it's expensive as far as money, resources, computing power, natural resources, space, everything. I mean, one of the videos that we made also, if you want to make a 6-digit income right now, is go and if you want to earn a 6-digit income coming out of school, let's say, I'm not going to say college because college will not get you that in most cases, is be a plumber. Why? Because all the AI companies need plumbers. Yeah, it's a paradox, but they need plumbers. If you don't have plumbers, you're not cooling AI. So yeah, a couple of paradoxes like that. It's funny, but you think about it, like, well, I want to get into the IT business because it's just going to be sitting behind a computer and doing nothing. While you're making 50,000, the plumber's making 100,000. That's cool. That's setting up the pipes to cool your AI. That's going to replace a lot of jobs soon, maybe. But yeah, we'll see where that's going to go. I mean, AI is here to stay. It's not that, but it's just we'll see how if it's going to expand or shrink. As far as electric cars, they're going to shrink, or they're going to get more market percentage, but they're not intended for everybody, and we're not realizing that. I mean, if electric cars were better than gasoline, don't you think that the first cars ever made were electric? It wouldn't they be here to stay over 120 years ago? Well, yeah, and they're not all that they're made out to be. And yeah, we'll improve the technology and we'll do all that, but it's still going to have some shortcomings. So I think we're going to have to go nuclear or nitrogen, but nitrogen is explosive, and so it's a problem anyway. So, but our technology develops and evolves, and we have fun with it. So, anyway, so here is stop sharing this, and welcome to my big face. We have the auto zoom coming in, auto zoom, the autofocus. I shut it off. I don't have it. Oh, I do have it. Here it is. There we go. There we go. We're focused now. So that's the stuff that's going on. I'm looking at me. I'm smudged on that one. So this is the stuff. This is a couple of the topics that I had in mind for today. Like I said, like I was mentioning in the beginning, I have a lot of things preparing and getting ready. And my biggest problem is I'm limited by 24-hour workday and the fact that I have to sleep a few hours. I've been sleeping like 4 hours a day last couple of days, and I gotta sleep more. But what are you doing? I mean, the rest of the day you just kind of have to. When you sleep, you're not really productive. You are, but not really. Beer's done, and let's go to the break. Edicine. What do we have? Where are we at? Where are we at? 39 minutes. All right, that's pretty cool. For 2 beers, 39 minutes. Well, 2 small beers. But we'll do a countdown. Okay, we're back. We got the Pilsner Urquell, clean mug. Next one's going to be a clearer mug, but this is a half-liter can. What is that in ounces? Does it say? 16.9 ounces. For me, I like to drink out of these anyway because I'm like the 0.3 liter to 12-ounce cans. There's not enough beer in that, so that's why I have to take two at the same time. But this we're going to pour nicely now. Let's crack this can open. One of the most beautiful sounds in the world, literally. So, I don't know if that sound's coming through, but I can hear it quite well here. This is a half-liter, so the foam will go much higher. So I'm just going to save a little space there. I already did make some foam, but 0.3 liter, you don't have to do. You have to be careful. You don't have to be too careful. But I'm a 0.5 liter in this size mug. This one's from a dollar store mug, and it's pretty good. So anyway, this is pure white foam, clear, crisp. See the bubbles. Lager, Pilsner, and ooh, that smell. That's wow. So anyway, cheers on a Saturday night, and we're coming to the last Pilsner Urquell and then rum. So, where did I stop? Can we rewind that for a little bit? Mr. Producer. Oh shit, I don't have a producer. Anyway, Lone Wolf. I listen to a lot of the podcasts, and they're like, "Oh, is Mr. Producer this?" And what about the producer? What do you think? And let's go to the studio. Can you pull up shot 5? Well, here it's me pulling up shot 5 or audio bit 5, etc. So, happy Advent. Second week. So, one of the things I wanted to do today also is I'm going to linked feed again, and I'm going to share the screen. I have 2 notifications first. This one is still commented on one post, and he still keeps growing. Hey, sleep turned off, turned on, and let's go to LinkedIn feed. Let's go share. And again, we'll do a share. We'll do the LinkedIn, and there we go. Now I'm going to go to my son's profile. 996 followers, social Saturday. We didn't do that. And one of the things that I've been working on this week is the LinkedIn course. How does that tie into this? Well, no, I'm not going to reveal it. Although I do have 5 modules ready. I will have, maybe there'll be 6, maybe 5. But anyway, the way it's going to work, and thank you for some advice from LinkedIn Network. I said, you should do a really in-depth, different type style course and just provide some high quality information, because a lot of the generic stuff, people are flooded with that. So I'm going to start doing, I'm going to do 5 or 6 modules in that course, and then we could go into depth in each one of those and stuff. But the first course, will just to get you set up, is going to be 5 or 6 modules, and the first module is going to be free. And part of the first module is how to make a proper how to make a proper banner and how to set up your profile. That's one of the first lessons. Like I said again, it's going to be free. If you're going to like the first module and you want to go through the other ones, those are going to be paid for. But the first module, which is called Intro to, let me look this up here. So I'm sharing the screen there, I believe. Yes, and so let me look, because I always get confused when I get a couple of screens running and stuff. The first module will be called, yeah, I do have 6 here. Introduction to LinkedIn. And the parts could be, what is LinkedIn, how to create a LinkedIn profile, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, how to connect with other LinkedIn users. Actually, that's something I want to spend some time on today too. But so those are the chapters that we'll be dealing with in the first module. And how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Well, this is my son's new. This is I'm basically giving you some of the stuff now. This is my son's new banner. We still have to work on that picture, and I told him I mean I have some pictures and stuff, but I think we should focus on that different picture there at some point and update it a little bit, because this picture is wrong. It was just a picture to get you started. I mean, you can see his face, but it sort of looks like one of the fake accounts because he's too far away. The face is not enough in there. And I'm just going to go to my profile. Although I am not still happy with my own profile. So let me just put it that way. But I'm going to show you the difference is my profile picture at least features me. It's my picture. It's a little, I mean, I used Canva to enhance it a little bit. And I did the background on it, of course, and stuff. But it's my face. And this is what you want to see. You want to see the collar. You want to see some of the shoulders. You want to be looking at the camera, and you want to be smiling. Or looking, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to be smiling or looking approachable, because it's not going to work. Anyway, so this is about the profile picture, and then I have a clear message. I build high ROI websites that reach new markets. And so, web design, SEO, LinkedIn, social media, ghostwriting. I'll go back to the to my sons that I'm taking care of, and here he has. Here he has the profile picture I don't like because he's too far away. But I did remake now the banner, okay? Because he makes high impact YouTube shorts. This is his #1 product. And we talked about this, and I don't just want to spend this time promoting him, but I do. He's my son. I want to help him. But again, he's running his own business. So high impact YouTube shorts, videos that stop your scroll. Okay, because if he makes the video, it's going to stop your scroll. And I would have to do another window and stuff. He could do it. If he comes on, we'll do it with him. But he just made a video, and again, it's got like 3,000 views. Let me see. I could look it up in my thing here on the phone. I'm not going to share the screen from the phone, but he's up to 3,000 views. He's here because I ain't about to send a message on a damn pigeon to ask for some food. But he did make 3,100 because now he's learning. Finally, he's going independent. So, but I do help out with this messaging and stuff because this text, working with text and stuff is sort of my my domain and getting the message across, explaining to people like what to do, what not to do. I'm good at that. I'm not good at people getting people to listen to me for some reason. It takes me a while before I explain it to them because some of my ideas are so abstract that people just like completely misunderstand them. Then they come to fruition and they're like, "How'd you know that?" I'm like, "Wasn't it obvious?" And so, so ahead of time, I warn people. I see something that's going to happen in a couple of moments, weeks, months, and I'm like, "This is the destination you're heading towards." Like, no. I'm like, well, then a few months later, well, we've arrived. How did you know? Like, well, wasn't that hard. Anyway, so I created this new high impact YouTube shorts, videos that stop your scroll. That's a banner that stops your scroll. That's a banner that tells you what he's doing. Again, YouTube shorts here, YouTube shorts here, lightnings. Sort of, I probably would be about this. Canva offered me only this one. Probably would be better if it was 3 lightnings here. I like, symmetry, so this is sort of not symmetrical. But anyway, but now from this one, I don't want to open up another one, but I want to remake this into YouTube. So we go to YouTube Bloomer Productions. And this is our old one. Everything evolves, and you have to change every couple of months. You don't want to change too fast, but you do want to keep it updated. I mean, Grow Your Business with Us was something that we used on NC Web Dev and Global Productions, and we used it across all the platforms. However, this particular style, I'll tell you what's wrong with it is what I see it. I mean, it's got the contact info, which is great. His website is basically ncwebdev.com/videos. I have a domain, Glober Pros, that I bought that we can work with, but he's not yet into that, so we'll see how that works. But we will. Everything will develop. He's got 645 subscribers, 464 videos. He's been posting them on LinkedIn now, so it's pretty good. And yeah, we do some stuff together. And the Fridays I have let's fun have fun creating. Oh yeah, it's funny because you see these L's and stuff I had to be making. I don't do that anymore because I've learned how to use the new line program, and now I can just go like this all day long, and it will not. It ignores the gestures. Finally. Anyway, so uh, this I have to remake. So I was thinking I could probably do that today, right now. Would be a great time because problem with this is okay. It's Global LLC, which is the company that I own. NC WebDev is again a project that's subsidiary to Global LLC, and it will probably this year become, or next year, 2025 already. Shoot, well, coming up the end of the year again. Time flies, especially as you get older. It's like 2000 was yesterday, wasn't it? No, it was 25 years ago. Oh, okay. Well, stuff happened yesterday, and it was 25 years ago. Yeah. So, Global Productions um, is the main thing, and it's been evolving. So, I think it's time to make it separate. So, these two logos, I'll lose these two logos on the next redesign, which I'm thinking about diving into right now a little bit, or deep diving in the landscape of the hell out of here with these stupid messages and stupid ChatGPT. Get started is easy. Contacts, they could stay, but top services, digital marketing, video production. I started with this because we offer all these services. However, problem with that is when you get your customers, when they come to you, they the fact that you're offering 25 different services is something that is overwhelming to them. If you want to be really effective, you want to be known for one thing. And for my son, it's the video editing and YouTube shorts and stuff like that. It's around video. So all the other stuff, digital marketing. I mean, I did try to make as much about animations, webinars, and stuff. All right, but yeah, YouTube Shorts. If you take YouTube Shorts, you're going to be branded for that. Probably going to get most of the business from that as well. But that's going to be your number one selling point. So that's, you just want to keep it simple. So I want to get rid of a lot of this stuff, and I want to just keep the services, video production, video editing, YouTube Shorts. It's probably going to be the top three that I want to use. And for that, I can use Canva. And that's what I want to get into. It's Canva. I'm not going to show how I'm going through that because it's a waste of time. But yeah, on this, got to be simplified. And I probably want to, what I'm going to do is I want to take the LinkedIn banner. And now we're getting into what I'm saying is this is what the banner looks like. It's basically a redesigned banner. Replace screen sharing, and let's go to Canva. And now we're on Canva. So this is what I'm doing is I think I'm going to have to make a copy of this. I forget where. Is this where it is? Make a copy. There we go. It's always hard. And I need to scratch my back somehow. Oh, yes. A handy screwdriver. It always comes good. Yes, let's go. Oh, I'll get it from the bottom. There we go. That's the one thing about being single is you don't have anybody to scratch your back. But being married, I didn't have anybody either, so works out the same. Anyhow, where are we at? It's showing me here. Weird. Anyway, so but at least we see it here. So I made a copy of, and I'm going to resize this. I'm going to resize this into, let's see, is there a YouTube banner? I think this is the size. Resize this design because I already did that. So okay, that's the design. For some reason, this banner is big like that because that's the YouTube. Now it is time to put it on YouTube. And anyway, so we would use this, but then I have to sort of make it edit it a different way because YouTube, when you go on it, depends on the screen because you always need more stuff. But let me just download this. Now I'm gonna go to JPG. Gonna pull this to 100. Download. Let's see what it does with this one. I'm gonna LinkedIn banner, and yeah, I'll put it into events for the time being, so that I have it here. And then I'm gonna open up a new window, new private window. I'm gonna try to get into the studio in here. Well, you don't see this, but I want to share this whole thing. I'm just gonna. If it doesn't, I'm gonna use the other one. And it's probably going to want a confirmation for me. Because I'm getting in there now. Check your phone. 31. Yes, it's me. 31. We're in. So now we're going to continue setup. Use your device. No, cancel. I'm going to now try to change this one. I wonder why the screen share is not showing up here, but no, you don't see that, so you don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm going to do another screen replace. We're going to go to a different window, and we're going to go to Inbox Globemer 215. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so now we're going to go to YouTube. Because we're in a private window. And we are now on YouTube of Global Productions. So we're going to the Louis Vega. Yes, went to, I forget where it was, but we were invited by Alex Kaplan to go to, we're on Louis Vega's list, which was interesting. So it was kind of like in the movie Night at the Roxbury. And we go into with this guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, how about you come tonight with Alex Kaplan?" And he says, "Yeah, come tonight to this party in Louis Vega. Well, you're gonna be on Louis Vega's list." So we got on the list, and we got to the door, and it was like, "We're on Louis Vega's list." They were like, "Yeah, this is the 50 people line on the right, and the 500 people line, or not on the Louis Vega's list, is over there." So we got into the club relatively early because we were on the list, but it was interesting because it was the last night of the club. I forget the name of the club now. It was somewhere in downtown and Manhattan, and it was the singer from CNC Music Factory that was performing, and she had an awesome voice. And the thing about her was that she was the singer, because CNC Music Factory had the singer actor and the singer that actually did the singing. So we were listening. It was Louis Vega's house night there, and then she was the sort of she was the warm up show and front runner, and she was an amazing act, and it was amazing to hear her live. So that's my tie to Louis Vega. Anyway, let's go to studio. Let's get this done. Yes, I've hung out with a few singers and bands. I did interpretation for Man of War. To continue, you need to confirm it's really you. The extra layer of security helps you. Okay, next. How's that going to be me? Again, 51. Okay. Got it. I just clicked on it. Resend it if that's what you like. 65. Yes, it's me. 65. We're going to go to the break. And we're back. However, we're not sharing a screen. But we got to it now, so we'll see. Well, we're going to stop sharing. I'm going to start sharing again. Had a little break because working with my son on this stuff, and he just didn't know. He's getting messages as well, and I think he messed up the first thing because he wasn't. Oh, what are you doing? Because he already got two. I can't help the fact that this is going on. Anyway, so we're back to this. We created a new banner, and now we're gonna post it. I always hate. No, I don't want to be on this one. Come on, get the hell out of here. I need to go on YouTube Brave. So, oh, I messed it up because I went on this one. All right, my bad. To channel dashboard. Oh, that's right, because I see this now. You didn't see that because it opened up a new thing, so I gotta go. I gotta share the window. Okay, so it was my bad again, but we'll go to window and we'll go to channel dashboard, and that's the window we're gonna be working in. So basically, you before, and that's what confused me because I have like now the my window, and then I have the window of private window, which is which harbors these two tabs now, and then got confused on there. Anyhow, so channel dashboard, and we'll go to settings, customization. There we go. Change. And there you go. This is what I'm talking about. It's not easy. YouTube Shorts video. It's interesting just because viewable on desktop is these long lines. The high impact is only viewable on TV. So then you have to customize it to into it, and just on that's what it is. It's on the TV, and this thing when you go on TV, this is what you're gonna see. When you go on desktop, this is what you're gonna see. And I want this to be seen overall, but let's try this and what the heck. And there you go. There's the previews of that. Did it crash again or something? Go to window, channel customization, and I want to share this. And why is it not sharing? Well, now it is. Anyway, change. And I'll do this again because this is what you're going to see. And my preview there isn't working, so I'm going to wait a second for my backup. But anyway, so now you can see it. So I said this is the viewable on TV. It's what Canva created automatically. Now, if you want to compress this into everything, it's going to be a lot smaller and stuff. So it's kind of hard. But I do like YouTube Shorts videos that stop you scroll. It sort of works out nice. And this on a desktop, you're gonna see just this, which is just a lightning, half of another one, and still get the main message. I wish there was the high impact was in there, but it's just too narrow. And for the cell phones, of course, and viewable on all devices, is just that small little thing with a little lightning rod there and stuff. So that may be interesting. I mean, I put it up there. I said, I did done here, and I was wondering why that wasn't working. But anyway, so and here you now see the YouTube Shorts, and on Windows it's going to be on a phone. It's going to be just like that. So anyway, we add a pronoun and Global Productions. So yeah, my preview is a little bit delayed because my stream got a little late and stuff. So. Yeah, so I'm gonna check this out. Let's do. This one I'm sharing here. And no, I need to go in here. Here, channel customization. Okay. And if I go to my channel, it should now read. No, we don't want that. And that can take some time, I guess. But here's the edit. And again, you go back to the Creator Studio, it'll offer you this. But that's the thing, it's got a little bit of a delay. But over here, it's for the new version of it, so that's fine. So I have that over here as well. We're just going to do Control F5. If it loads up the new data or not, because it could be just taken from the cache. But I don't think so. Nope, yep, it's quiet. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get updated. But anyway, we'll see later. We'll watch that. And we'll see how that works. And then I can always change it back again and stuff. But let's stop sharing now. And time for my final beer and a potty break. So we got 1 minute to the next beer. Oh, sorry about that. That changeover took a little extra time, but now I'm back. Potty break. And rinse out the beer mug and get another beer break. So I hate the fold in this because it looks like it's a square head, but it's not. Anyhow. And again, there we go. 15. See, so I'm just watch my monitor, Mr. Producer monitor, and it says 10, 9, 8, 7. Two, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, I let you wait 10 seconds extra. Sorry about that, but gonna handle all these things all by myself. Almost there. I'm trying to make it quick, but I'm also trying not to screw up my beer. Anyway. Then again, we have a less foam, but you can still see the bubbles go up in the beer. So cheers to a Saturday night. Yes. Gotta have a good time. That's always important. Be the first to comment. No commenters today, so I'm running my own show. My SSI score dropped. Let's see what it is now. LinkedIn SSI. I don't want to switch to this tab because that's going to take me to another. I'm going to open it up again. There we go. My LinkedIn SSI score is 2 and 19. And just not so long ago, it was it was marketing events and SSI 1%. I was at 1 and 15, which I will share now. I can shut off this private window for now. That's fine. And my current is 2 and 19, and my best one was the one that nobody can see. Gemini. Oh, you gotta go to window. There we go. I made it to the 1%. There we go. 1% and 15, 61 out of. So these scores are sort of strange and weird, but it's a nice telltale sign of how you're doing and stuff. And let me see how I can compare. It's 15.2, 10.1, 11, and 25. And what is it on that is 15.2, 9.741. Okay, that's what dropped. Find the right people. Well, I don't know. 0.04 people have disappeared. Engage 11. So the difference is only, I'm just switching back and forth, but I'll switch this again. But you watch this. The difference is only in this number right here. Find the right people is the difference between 1% and 2 or 3%. 10.118. And here I have, what's the late on that one? But it is switching back and forth. So I switched between windows, and so now I'm seeing myself. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to the current one. And that's the 9.741. And this is the difference between the 1 and 2%. Find the right people. 9.741 out of, I guess, 25, because that's what this bottom one is. I don't know. I really don't even care. I do care, but only to a certain extent. I close this. Import a design. Close this. I think when I opened up more windows, it just made it a little crazy. So nope, didn't load yet. The changes will show maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. And so, as we wind down the night, nobody following us, listening to us, nobody cares. The main goal in life is to piss as many people off as you can. And just be good at it. That's all that matters. And let's do a mini course on let's do a social Saturday. Yes, let's do social Saturday. Because I did want to talk about, and I will talk about, I'm going to start Word. That's going to be the first thing. Because one thing that I did want to talk about was the course. And in the course, Module 1 has how to connect with others, with other LinkedIn users. That's going to be the last module in course, in the LinkedIn course, which is going to be called something along the lines of how to get the most out of LinkedIn. So the chapter 4 of module 1, let's put it that way, will be how to connect with others on other LinkedIn users. And this goes back to my personal story of how I started LinkedIn. And I started just sending blank messages, and I wasn't connecting with the right people. And this is, again, how I got to the 1% from the old 8%. Actually, this was, I forget where I had that one. Anyway, I start off at like, I want to find this. Now I want to find this. I'm going to go to NC Web Dev. I'm going to put SSI. There we go. 2308. Like I said, I'm pretty good at keeping track of everything. So if you, here, I need to share this, and window. Yep. And this is 23. This is a screenshot of 230813. So on August 13th, 23, a year and a couple of months ago, I was top industry SSI rank 8%, the network SSI rank 28, which I was able to get to like, what is it, 14, 15, and the score was 57. Again, here you see the 8.1, so this is basically what increased the most. 24, 4 went to 25, the relationships. 13.45, I'm not sure how far that went, but wonder whether that's going to switch or not, but I watched that for a while. Anyway, the 25-11, which now is 25-13, like, and the 8, find the right people is 8, 10.67. So establish your professional brand went up the most. It went up from 10.67 with the 8% to 15.278. The score of find the right people went from 8 to 11, and engage with insight went down from 13 to 11. That's how I achieved 1%. Is I put less insight. I mean, it sort of makes sense and it's funny, but it's not funny that much. Uh, the more BS you write, as long as you're right, they'll all be happy. LinkedIn will rank you higher as long as you engage with something. Yeah, okay, so you're not putting too much insight into it, but who cares? As long as you're here, because we want the screen time. Something I'm talking about all the time. So anyway, so we went to this and how to connect with others on LinkedIn. That's where I want to get into Social Saturday. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the screenshots. So back to me, but not for long, because we will go into LinkedIn, and people can call me names after this and stuff, and I will just say what I'm doing, and this is my way. And I'm not saying you have to do it the same way, but this is my way. And you have the potential to make beautiful things. Yes, you. Okay, great. Uh, let me see notifications. And Freya's post, but nothing for me. Oh, I am an unhappy panda. I don't think so. Let me see. We were gonna go to share my screen. Drop this as well because I don't want. I hate working out of many windows when I'm trying to run a live show. So uh, I'm gonna share here. This go to notifications. The heck with that. We're gonna go straight to LinkedIn and the feed. Lady program, serious family movie, and we're gonna go to the hashtag Social Saturday. Mm. And Social Saturday. What are we gonna do? Felicia Myers. First level connection. Happy Social Saturday Christmas season. Okay, great. What do we got? We got Carmelie Foster and a couple of others. We got 63 comments and one repost. Okay, so first I'm gonna like this. Next, I'm going to go into my. This is the proper way to do it. Sometimes I just skip even this part, and um, I just I'm just going to just trying to connect with the people. But I have a thing called scripts, contacting scripts and stuff that I created as I go through. I mean, I could show you this, but there's a maybe interesting. I mean, maybe not. Let me switch the screen share to replace window. I'm uncovering everything here, so like I'm just brutally honest and just I don't care. I'll just show everything to everybody, and eventually, at one point, somebody will pay me for something. Otherwise, I like helping people. I'm not getting into the philosophy of that, but Fallout businesses, restaurants, web, online, contact form, uh, messages, schedule Zoom, messages to Social Saturday. Here's my Social Saturday script. Hello, Social Saturday Squad. I'm help individuals, businesses build bridges to new audiences by improving blah blah blah. Let's connect and happy Saturday. And the one important thing I put is looking to expand my LinkedIn network in the USA. I wish many successful and productive connections to everyone. I am a US based business and my primary target audience is US. Some can call it discriminatory, some will call it racist, and I've said that in the past in some of the webinars. I don't care. I don't want to connect with everybody. My target audience is US. Well, but you got to build a global brand. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have to build a global brand. Why should I? I don't want to build a. Incidentally, if that's a byproduct and it happens, fine. But that's not my. I want to connect with people that I can meet with, like without flying for 12 hours someplace and stuff. I mean, just be closer. So, and it's English speaking and money transfers and business contracts and everything else. Is why would I want to be global? I'll accept global people, of course I will, but I'm very selective. And if you're gonna call that discriminatory or racist, call it that. But it's my choice. But yeah, I just didn't like a post of it, and I mentioned that last time too. And I don't take well to being criticized for no reason just because somebody's perspective is different. Well, you're gonna get hurt. Oh no, no. So anyway, let's go back to Social Saturday. So yeah, this is why I have that text in there. So people they connect. They try to send me connect messages from outside of the United States. I do a very thorough review. It's not that I don't accept them. I just do a very thorough review, and I rarely do agree with some of them and connect with some of them. And I'm like, no, but I do have a few that I will because I'm not going to get into all the details. Anyway, so replay screen sharing. Let's go to the Social Saturday, share here. And I'm going to do hello, Social Saturday Squad. I'm going to paste this in here so that people can connect with me because they know I want to be connecting with people. And so now comes the next step and this is easier done on the phone. I'm going to do this here, but I'm going to go load more comments. And these are all the people I'm connected with already. Curtis Adams, blah, 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 blah. See? And then that's the problem with Social Saturday. When you've been doing it for a long time, it's going to take you a while to get all the way to the bottom of this. And you have to do always load more comments. It's a lot easier on the phone, actually. That's why I like to do it. And Bree L, I'm following. And this is the first one that I'm that is a second Zaid Shuo. And I'll do an open a new link. And is it following me here? I don't know. And I'm not going to know because my monitoring takes a while. But yeah, Rangpur Division, Bangladesh, 1,699 followers. No, thank you. Jason Jacobson, and more. So, Agwar Manuela, Aze Muhammad Al Bain, Pete. Let's see where she's from. Oh, I want to see this one on my monitor because let's see what happens. I kept going because it didn't go to the next one. Anyway, so yeah, I clicked on this one and I'm going to go stop sharing. And I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to share. And Amber Pete Pate. And Amber Pate Pate is trained communication specialist. She is from Hazlet, Texas. She's got over 500 connections. She posted something 3 months ago. She decided she wants to again start posting or something 4 months ago. So she's not a frequent poster. She may not get the engagement, but she is from the United States. She does have 857 followers right there. And training and communication specialist with a jungle of trees, Texas, I presume. But and I don't want to make this a roast, but she could be a potential good contact for maybe helping her out getting her message across, because the trees and the way the path to go to someplace is not really telling of what her services are, because it's training and communication specialist, but she's not communicating that too well. So assistant project coordinator, administrative assistant, and training coordinator roles. Well, I'll connect with her and then send without a note. That's another thing is you really, unless you have a paid version, you really don't want to be sending too many notes because you only have like 5 a month or something like that. It's really crazy. But yeah, this name, nothing. SK. Now let's see what. Oh yeah, I'm not on. Anyway, yeah. Let's get back to SK. Let's get back to SK and let's see what SK does. SK is a voiceover IP specialist, and it's in Delhi, India. Delhi in Czech, Delhi, I guess in the U.S. 4,848 followers. It's interesting, but it's out of my market. What am I going to sell to him? What am I going to, and I'm not looking to get voiceover IP. I'm not looking for anything that he has to offer. So, and what did he, 11 hours ago, 15 hours ago, let's connect. 1 day ago, let's look at his posts. 15, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. What is the most common cause of call drops on mobile rapid networks? Network congestion. And I got it right. Number one answer. And the winner is, and I get the something. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, no reason to connect with this guy for me. I mean, not interesting. Not looking for voiceover IP. He posts, but just tries to get votes for engagement and stuff. And no reason to. Out of country, out of industry, irrelevant stuff. And Brave counter. This is the problem with Brave. You leave that, you get back into it, and then all of a sudden you have a lot of stuff that's gone, and you have a completely different page because the caging on that is not properly done. But here is Felicia Myers. I think that was hers, but it disappeared. That's why I go into a new one. But as I'm trying to share the screen, it's kind of an issue. Anyhow, so yeah, so this is the Let's Connect. That's my social Saturday. I've been around a couple of months, and so it's sort of slows down and it doesn't work as well. Let's get into the next one, which was he got 45 comments. Tanya, no, thank you. Plazo 69. And that's it. Used to be long. Used to be able to scroll down. Now they changed it, I think, a little bit. But again, this is much easier done on the 6 comments. Social Saturday. Felicia Myers. You just had that. Mm, 11 comments. Topless car wash. Such garbage. I mean, yeah. Go to TikTok with this. I hate. Oh, it's supposed to be a yoke. Okay. Yes, I am laughing. There's two topless guys. I guess that's the PG-13 version of topless, but what's the commentary? Life comes at you directions that you never saw coming. Sometimes it's best to just sit back and enjoy the view. Okay. Jordan Wilson, 34 comments, 15 comments, 94, 30 comments. Wow. So many people have been involved now that it's kind of like, holy shit. Everybody's got like only 20 comments on their social Saturdays. Felicia Myers, again, this goes back. But that's right, because these are old ones, and I got to go to the newer ones, and those have to go. I'm going to go to posts, and then I have to focus this on date posted past 24 hours. Okay, so this should narrow it down a little bit. 24 comments, 45 comments. Let's get the most comments. 10 comments, 21, 148. This guy has good ones. I think I'm not going to really support him, but 1 comment, 2 comments. Aqua Queen. What does Aqua Queen do? I don't think I'm sharing this one, but yes, Delta State, Nigeria. No, thank you. I mean, you could also do this through connections and stuff, but I'm just trying. It used to be better, but I haven't been around for the social Saturdays too much. Because, like I said, my main focus now is no social Saturday, but there's a plenty of. If you're just trying to grow the numbers, basically, this is where you want to be because you'll get the numbers, but not the quality. You just get the numbers. So, do you want to get the numbers or do you want to get the quality? I don't know. For me, it's the quality. So, I want to meet with everybody that I connect with. For some people, it could be just the numbers, and that's perfectly fine. You just got to select your strategy. Anyway, so Social Saturday is one of the things that we have. The key is that's where you find a lot of quality. I don't know. You see, I scrolled through a lot of this stuff and still don't have the quality. And just it was a different quality for me today. It works differently, and when you get a lot more followers, it's just harder to go down. My son's typing on there that he found the new connections. Yes, when you have smaller numbers, it will work a lot better because you get in touch with other people. But with the bigger you grow, the less consequential social Saturday becomes. So anyway, I'm not gonna hold you up with that, but what was the next one to shut this off? Oh, I did want to get to the course was connecting with people. That's right. So the next one, the next way I'm saying to connect with people was sending out messages, and that's something that's to be saved for later. For That's something that I've shown on this is about the lead generation. This is um, my Friday's webinar that I spent time on, and the one thing was how to get the leads, and I was like endless leads. And I'm going to show this again because it's one of my favorite examples. Anyway, is I'm going to share my screen again, guys. Today I decided to do a lot of screen sharing, so I think I just want to show some examples. And here you go into my network, and basically, what's a lead? Well, as we were used to teach once upon a time back in the day in digital in multi-level marketing, and I think this applies across the fields and across everything. Uh, it's when you go to a meeting, what's the point of having a meeting with a person? Well, the point of a meeting with a person is to schedule another meeting. And this is basically how I'm doing my networking now is I'm going into networking groups on Zoom, and I come out with at least one or two other meetings from that one every session. And why? Because you're trying to build a network, you're trying to get known, you're trying to put your name out there on the market. So you have you set up a meeting, and you have two choices. Either it's going to be a sales meeting where you're going to be pitching the heck out of your stuff to the other person, or it's just going to be um, give me a list of people. Who do you know? How to set up another meeting? So a lot of this stuff is who do you know? How do you get there? How do you get to the second level? And this is where LinkedIn comes in. You got the first level connections, which is people you connected with. Then you got the second level connections, which is so what we used to do in multi-level marketing was we try to get the list of people from the person we're meeting with. But now you don't need that anymore. And I mentioned that briefly on a Friday as well. And we had a discussion about that with Freya and my son in the comments. If you go back to that video, is that people abuse that because now you have, you're like, well, do you have you sit down with a person, you say, listen, make a list of 100 names that you think would be interested in my offer, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's a website or if it's a multi-level marketing sale. But you set up that meeting and you set up that list. Once you have that list, you can work with that. And you tell that person, let me work with those people for you. And if they're interested, we'll put them under you in that multi-level marketing scheme. Whereas here, you have that list already. It's accessible to you because it's right here. My network, manage my network, connections. I got 2,556 connections. I don't know all of them in person. These are the people I met today on one other social Saturday or somebody else that did that. And then I just picked out people that I want to talk to 12 hours ago, one day ago, and blah, 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 blah. But these are my 2,556 first level connections. I don't even know. So you want to talk about uh, leads? You want to talk about leads? Well, what happens with leads is everybody has a book of business, and they want to go on a book of business, and they want to have something, and you can work with the connections, and you got the first level connections, and I want to meet all of those. So I got still about 2,557 connections, and I think I still have to meet about 2,400 of them. But you want to work with the big numbers. This is how you work with big numbers. You work with big numbers by going to people they know. So now, first, but let's shut off first, and let's go to second level connections. These are the lists that we were fighting for, and you go to a meeting, you meet somebody, you want to help them build a business in multi-level marketing, and you say, give me a list of 100 names. And I mean, New York Life does the same thing to this day, so it's kind of interesting because you try to get 5 names from everybody, 10 names, whatever the number is. But here you already have a second level connection, which is people that know the people you know, or you know the people, and then they have a circle of people. So you have Greg Neal, Greg Mark Makepeace, and that's 2,300,000 results. And if you build your first connections right, that much stronger these 2.3 million people will be. So you want to talk about endless leads. Third is like everybody. So it's just going to be what, 100 million? Yeah, it's 1 billion, 1.5 billion, because that's everybody, right? Even if you take off the second level connections. Yeah, that's because third level is people you don't know what, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, you want to be focusing on second level connections and work with them. So if you go into the second level connections, get 2.3 million people that you can work with some way, somehow, and find a way in. And it's not just, pitch slapping them. It's kind of like, listen, we have a common friend we're connected with, and let's work with this together. And so it's kind of like, hey, know all these people, you know all these people. And if you can work with your first level connections to get to these, it's much better if they make the introduction because it's a closer, more uh, tightly knitted network. Uh, yeah, um, it's just about how you work with these people. But if you want a long list, endless leads, people are like, oh, I want to sell you a leads list. No, you have first level, second level, third level. You have all sorts of these connections, but you can work with them, and they're there free. How do you like? It's incredible today because you don't have to go out and get the lists. You have it on LinkedIn. I mean, same way on Facebook. And the problem on Facebook is that a lot of people try to use these lists and we're connected. So they get your group of people connected, then they get to your leads, your leads, your leads. It's an old strategy. It's just free to access right now. Uh, and use it. Be nice about it, be ethical about it, but using. And it's right there. It's got no limits. And so people there's like, oh, I want to buy lists. Why? Why do you want to buy lists? You have LinkedIn, 2.3 million people you could work with. And if you work with them the right way, hey, even if you have a 0.01% chance, what is that? 1/100th of a percent? That means out of 100 people, so it means you need to get what, 10, so out of 10,000 people, you're only going to convert one. Is that what it is? 0.01? Yeah, 0.01% is 1 out of 10,000. So it's 1 out of 10,000 people. But still, 2.3 million connections. divided by 10,000. So you take off the 3 zeros, 4 zeros. So if you were the worst ever, you still end up with 230 sales. Of course, getting through the 2.3 million is it's it's interesting. It is interesting. It's just 2.3 million people. You got to send out the emails. You got to do the work. And if you're worst at worst, you still make 230 sales. Now, if you sell something for $1, you're gonna make $230. Now, if you sell websites like I am for 5,000, you know, it's 230 times 5,000. These are the people that I have access to today as a second level connection. And again, being polite, ethical, and all sorts of other stuff about it is the key. Don't bombard people with spam and pitch slaps and everything else. I mean, especially lately, I've been seeing a lot of people beg on LinkedIn for money. And hey, if you want to send me money, I'll give you my Cash App and you send me money. But I'm not gonna go out and beg for it. That's just sort of below me. Anyway, so I'm out of beer. Yeah, it's rum time, or maybe it's even end of stream time. But I don't know. I'm gonna take a. No, we're gonna go back to this, but um, I'm gonna take a longer break. I'm gonna stop sharing, and I'm gonna take a couple of minutes break now because I need to go pee pee, and I'm gonna put up my rum, and I think I'm gonna make one final grog for the last hour or whatever it is, because it's only 11:14 right now my time. So, but hey, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will get to them. Um, and that's it. And back to live show. I don't know if you can hear the sound or not, but that's the microwave heating up my hot. 3 minutes left on my hot water for my grog. And I just received a message, which is interesting because I'm live. And so let's go to the message, because that's the next thing I want to get into too. Let's go. Live message. Jean-Philippe A. Did I ask Jean-Philippe A for anything? I'm not sure. But your LinkedIn profile stood out as your... Wow, I'm very delayed on my stream. Anyway, let me just close everything here. Let me get into LinkedIn. Crowd Mergle is live. What's the countdown now? Oh, yes, I'm live. It was just delayed because I had it on pause and the other thing was there. But anyways, Jean-Philippe A is sending me a message. Your LinkedIn profile stood out as your skills seem like a great fit for Outlier. Outlier is a part-time freelance work platform, and we currently have a few projects that are a good fit for you, for your background. Perks: earn an average of $31 per hour. What a perk, $31 an hour. My minimum wage is $50 an hour. Work whenever and wherever you want. Get started immediately. Most people get their first paycheck within 2 weeks. Great, but if I start working today, I want to be paid. So, are you interested in this opportunity? It's sponsored. That means it's an email from Jean-Philippe. Let's see who Jean-Philippe is. I don't get to see who Jean-Philippe is. Yes, no, I don't. Come on, Jean-Philippe. Sponsored, part-time, Jean-Philippe. Jean-Philippe. Apply now. Oh, do we really want to apply? No, I don't think so. Anyway, Outlier. Yeah, register and pay some fees. Japanese freelance writer. I don't think I ate enough rice today to be Japanese, so I don't know how to. But Outlier, well, this is what happens when you pay for. It's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So I don't pay for advertisements because they'll just push it. I mean, the dude paid some money. LinkedIn doesn't care, and he's offering me Japanese freelance writer job. Out of here. I'm gonna bleep myself out because it's just BS. Anyway, the hell with this. Let's go to what I had prepared, and this is the reason why I don't answer telephone calls anymore unless I know who's calling. And this is a perfect example. Water's finished. I'm going to LinkedIn course events. Here we go. I'm going to share. Let's assign 1% Streamathon. I got this. I'm going to share my text message. I'm going to let you read, and I'm going to disappear for a second, and I'm going to comment on it. But I'm going to disappear for a second to finish my grog so that we can finish our last whatever time we have. So we're not limited by time anyway, but let's go to this and enjoy. Read some of this stuff because it's very cool. I took my hat off to this one. I don't know how well it seemed, but I'm going to look at it there. But first, I have to go get my water. I'm not going to have the tea. I will just have my hot water. Not much room for grog, but it's boiling hot. So I may put it in for another minute. Anyway, that's good. This will be okay. forgot if I cut that lemon up already. I think I did, so should be all right. Yes, I did. I need to make another slice. Anyway, here I am back with this and put some lemon. Anyway, let's go to the slides. Let's put my Santa Advent hat on for my baby Jesus from Prague, which is a big thing over there. Church of Kostel Pražského Jezulátka. So I'm going to put some honey in this, water and rum. Put some more. I did overfill it. I think I should have saved some of the water, but anyway. Got my trusty, great value. Anyway, I'm going to stop sharing this. This is how I have fun with people. But, you know, honey, yes. Put it back on the shelf. Elf on the shelf, honey on the shelf. And I'm going to go and put the lemon. Problem is I put a lot of water in here, but that's why I put a towel and a paper napkin out of it, under it, and just stir slowly. This is basically medication. Honey, lemon, and rum. Okay. Anyway, good deal. So, back to sharing, back to window, back to this. I just want to read, comment on this because, hi there, is this for the voice? Hi there, is this Glober's number? This was Thursday at 8:10 a.m. So on Friday at 8 a.m., I said, yes, hi, yes, it is. And then a reply came almost immediately. Hi, Glober, this is Ava with DMS. I ran a report on your website and noticed a couple of setbacks that are keeping it from appearing higher on Google search. Would you be interested in a free analysis? Of course not, Ava. Great, we'll be reaching out to you. Okay, well, they never reached out, but I'm never going to answer the phone anyway. But yeah, this is how not to do a reach out, because people are idiots. It's automation, of course. It's just not an email. It's automation in in text messages. God, AI is great, but the people that use it suck. Anyway, let me get to yes, that is a good one. The Nectar of Gods. So yeah, you covered this one now. What is it? 2.5 hours live stream. I go on and on and on and on and on. But I think we may be coming into an end. of our stream today, because beer is out, rum is flowing freely, and covered Facebook, covered lead generation. I don't understand why people round out of leads. Same way I don't understand why people round out of ideas to actually post. But hey, make sure it's quality, of course, always. But if it's not that high quality, just post. Because building any kind of a social network or any network in general, it's about the time you put in. It's about the consistency, whether you're going to show up or not, whether you're going to put your mind to it. Just be there. Be there, show up, do your stuff, put out your best. And the people will come. With such a large, huge global market, as if you're going to focus on just one area, it's fine. If you're going to focus on the global market, somebody will show up. It's the same thing on YouTube. And since my son's not here, he's probably going to show up. And you know, I keep telling him all the time, focus on yourself and build your own stuff, and I'll help you get your reputation up. But you should also teach the kids of your the adolescents or teenagers or whatever you want to call it, because he's 19. So people in his group are still between teenagers and adulthood, which is the toughest, one of the toughest stages in life. I think. I think for some reason I handled it quite well. But then again, that's because my parents really didn't care about me. So they don't care to this day. I'm not even talking to either of them, and they would want to, but um, it's like, listen, I've been with presidents, I've been with governors, ambassadors, and stuff, and my parents are still like, well, you're not a success. I'm like, well, we got nothing to talk about. I got an amazing son who was building his own business at the age of 18, despite all the setbacks and stuff. And they do admit that my son is amazing. My grandparents, they did that 10 years ago. And I'm like, but they told me, well, your son is amazing, but you suck. I'm like, well, thank you. And I'm bringing him up. So I guess I'm doing something right. Relationships are not easy. So I have better relationships with other people than with my own family. But anyway, so that's the background of everything. But yeah, I mean, keep showing up, keep doing the stuff, and I this is how I started doing digital marketing, because I started doing translation agency. So that's how I got into it. But I started programming stuff when I was 13, 14, 15. That's when I was doing I taught myself how to program in BASIC and let the computer Atari 800 to do my homework. So I just typed in the numbers. They were like, well, you got to calculate these 800, or I don't know, I think it was like 200 equations. They were all the same, of course. It was like A plus B times C equals D to the fourth power. So, I mean, it's like a 4 or 5 line script in BASIC. 10, next, go to enter another digit, enter digit A, B, C, D. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. So then it took me about 10 minutes to program it, and then just went through the 200 examples where I was like, 20, 10, 5, 6, answer. 20, 10, 5, 6, answer. I mean, why do you have to do stuff repetitively when you know it and you can have the computer do it for you? And that was basically what AI is doing now. AI is not coming up with new ideas. AI is just something you put in information into, and it will spit out the answer. But you don't have to go through the same motions 25,000 times. AI will do it for you. AI is not innovative, but it regurgitates numbers well. So cheers to modern technology, but know how to use it. And I can see so many people just being so lost and thinking it's like the solution, it's the savior of the universe. I mean, out of fun things, do you know what is the meaning of life? I think I'm going to play this video. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I mean, I want to find this because this is one of my favorite things in life, and I will tell a little story behind that too. I'm gonna go to YouTube, and here I'm gonna put it. Let's see what it does. No. Here we go. All right, now we're close to it. Anyway, let's listen to this one. What is the meaning of life? I'm gonna share it, and I love this one. This one's my favorite. What is the meaning of life, guy? And the answer to life, universe, and everything as we know it.
Many millions of years ago, a race of hyper-intelligent, pan-dimensional beings got so fed up with the constant bickering about the meaning of life that they commissioned two of their brightest and best to design and build a stupendous supercomputer to calculate the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Oh, deep thought. We want you to tell us the answer.
The answer to what?
The answer to life, the universe, everything. We'd really like an answer. Something simple.
I have to think about that. Return to this place in exactly 7.5 million years.
Is it finished? Oh, no, there's more. There's more. They go back.
What, 7.5 million years later?
That's right. They do.
Deep thought. Do you have
An answer for you? Yes, but you're not going to like it.
It doesn't matter, we must know.
You must know.
All right. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is...
Here we go. Here we go.
42.
42?
Yes, I thought it over quite thoroughly. It is, it's 42. It would have been simpler, of course, to have known what the actual question was.
But it was the question. The ultimate question. Of everything.
That's not a question. Only when you know the question will you know what the answer means.
Give us the ultimate question then.
I can't. But there is one who can. A computer that will calculate the ultimate question. A computer of such infinite complexity that life itself will form part of its operational matrix. And you yourselves shall take on new, more primitive forms and go down into the computer to navigate its 10 million year program. I shall design this computer for you, and it shall be called...
And that's it. So, there is your meaning to life. There's your answer to the meaning of life. And that's it. And I must say, based on this movie, I did make my 42nd birthday a big bash at Hanspalka in Czech Republic, and we had quite the party. My son was there, and we had a good time. So, hey, if you're about to turn 42, you're about the meaning of life. I did that 9 years ago, and I don't regret it to this day. So, that's the meaning of life. And that is a movie that is really deep in everything that it does and it says, and it brings us some real radical ideas. And I like this abstract style of thinking. So a lot of my solutions and advice stem from this, not from the movie, but from the abstract style of thinking, and to understand the algorithms, I do understand how they work. I do understand what they do. I do understand how they track people and how they mimic everything, and it's including the AI. And but it's just a bunch of lines, zeros and ones that are making a decision. So how can you think that these things would take over the world? All you got to do is unplug it. This goes back to a lot of movies and stuff, but it still needs human interaction, and it will always need human interaction. So don't leave your marketing to the AI, because you're gonna send out stupid messages like I just showed. You're gonna look stupid. You're Unless you're really gonna know how to tap into the 2.3 million people like in one day, which means you would make 230 sales a day, let's say. Don't use AI. Be more personal, and that's when I stopped building LinkedIn, especially for the numbers, because the numbers don't matter. You can have I could show other examples of channels that have 1 million followers, and then they don't have YouTube Shorts with even 2,000, regularly 2,000 views. I mean, and my son's got 645 followers, and he's got regularly, if he does, which now he seems to understand better, finally got the grasp. So he gets around 2 to 3,000 on average, unless he does something dumb like he did last week for trying to be a little political and stuff. It wasn't a bad video, but he said, "Oh well, you don't be political," and then he goes political. He says, "Well, this guy was trying to prevent the election fraud." Don't mention that. Just mention the principles. Don't mention this stuff. But still, it's we get a lot of results, and by the way, it took me several years to build that group to 10,000 or to 9,000 something. And then now it's fluctuating. It's not really growing, but it's not dropping that much significantly. Still some activity. I could revive it if I really saw a way to monetize it, but that's what it comes back down to. So I just don't have a way to monetize it effectively. So I just don't go into it too much anymore. And but people offered me money for it, but I was like, no, I have it. I don't need to leave it. I am maintaining it. I do comply with Facebook rules where I enter it every once in a while, approve some people, delete some things, block some people that don't follow the community rules and stuff. So I'm not leaving that group. It's not that I'm the only administrator now, and I was always the only administrator, the owner. I had some helpers, but I deleted them so that people don't go attacking them, because social media is tough. And I'm telling you, the way I grew thick skin was in this group, because I got harassed. I had mutinies. I survived a lot of stuff. Scams, mutinies, takeovers. People are like, oh, well, we have freedom of speech and all this. I'm like, no, it's my group. That's it. This is where that stops. And well, we're not really going to be talking about other things. And if you have ideas to enhance the group, I'm all ears to listen and make it better. But at the end of the day, if I say no, it is a no. So people offered to buy it from me. And I was like, I can sell it. I could see a price for my 10 years of really having fun with it and making a few $1,000s on it over the years. Not that I made zero, but just nothing interesting. $1,000 doesn't interest me. It's not money that's not why I do social media. I don't do it for $1,000. For $1,000, I could work it anywhere. So if I'm going to do social media, I'm going to do it for money. And I have 20 years of experience or close to that. And either pay me for that or just go take some student or whatever alternative you find. But the group, if anybody wants to buy it, it's available. But I wouldn't let go of it for under like $10,000 or $20,000. I used to say 10 after inflation. Now I'm more closer inclined to $20,000. And of course, it doesn't have the value because it's a small country. It's not really, the members are generally from Czech and Slovak republics. So But that's why the price is so high, is so that I don't ever have to think about selling it. Because I'm not looking to get rid of it. It's there. It's free. I just got to show up and show some interest. Because if I think there is a time limit of like if you don't show up for long enough, and if you don't even like click on something, if you don't manage it, if you abandon the group, so called, Facebook will remove you from that group. And I think they took one one of those groups away from me too. But I really couldn't care less because this is my main one that I just want to keep. But yeah, it's just if you want to build groups, well, by the way I built it up is I partnered for free with the biggest Czech um, betting agency, which is Tipsport, and they were giving me free credits to give away for people with most activity. So people were posting. I looked at as I was showing you the statistics. I used them to work with the group, and I got Tipsport to give me, I think it was like $100 every month in prizes. It wasn't big, but people bet only like a couple of dollars per bet because they do these combo bets, and the what do you call it in English? It's parlay. That's the word for it, I believe. Is like when you put like five different tips on one thing. So they put it into parlay. It's the biggest as far as betting goes. I could talk hours and hours. I have a whole blog devoted to it, and I mean, I used to bet a lot, but now I don't. Money is one thing, but it's just the time. I could actually make money betting, but I would have to have like a couple of $1 million to make it worth it to just turn around on those bets. And the thing is, the betting agencies won't stand for you being profitable, so they'll just delete your account. And I spoke with some of the managers and the people at the biggest agencies, and they were like, "Now we have special letters we just send out to people to protect their health and stuff." So if you're profitable, if any better gambler will tell you he's profitable, he's lying because the agency made the money, and once they start losing money, they cancel your account. So don't think you can make a living. Betting is fun. Betting is entertainment, and there is way to make money with it. But once you start making it, you will get canceled by the betting agency. So that's why there's no way to make the money and no way to be profitable. But but yeah, I just have the group. There's a lot of members. I could reawaken that group and I can revive it and bring it back to life. And yeah, I give away like $100 every month, and the top winner got like 50, $100 to bet. The other ones got like the second half of it. Sometimes I even split it up into like $5 prizes to the top 20 people, let's say, and the commenters and engagers and stuff. I always announced it at the start of the month, and then I said, okay, well, this is what it's going to be. Then at the end of the month, I took the stats and I said, this guy wins, this guy second, third, fourth, and fifth. They send me a DM. I said, all right, I need your handle, your login handle, whatever, and I need your email. So I send that to the betting agency because that's their handle at Tipsport, and the login info, and not the passwords, security reasons and stuff. But they did send me their username and the email, registration email, and Tipsport credited them the, I forget what they call it now, but anyway, that's what they did, and so that people were able to bet whatever they got from activity in the group, and the activity was related to betting, so it was kind of like nice, and it just grew and got some interest with that. And like I said, but when I came in 2017 to the US, I kind of like stopped being involved in that heavily. I tried to revive it in 2022 after COVID, but it still wasn't like I said, I'm building a business to make money, and $100 or $1,000 is. I think right now with my affiliate program, I have like $150 of Tipsport, but I'm not even going to build that. I'm like, but why do I do social media? I love websites. I built a lot of websites, and I like social media because it's fun. And that's my number one rule in life. I only do things that are fun. If it's not fun, I won't do it. And if you hire me for a job you pay me money and it's not fun, you either get the money back or I don't even want the money because I'm not going to be doing fun stuff, non-fun stuff. If it's not fun, I don't do it. I refuse to do the job. I refuse to take the money. Like, but we're paying you. I don't care. It's not fun, so I'm not taking the money even. And that's sort of a way to make your world a happy place, I think, because there's no need to stress yourself. You can make it 10, 15, 20, $30 an hour everywhere. So if somebody wants 20 years of experience in social media, pay me. I'm not going to work for you for $5 an hour. Just had an offer yesterday to work for some chick TV. And I was like, well, I want to listen to it. I want to have a discussion on it. But and I'm looking forward to that discussion. And let's see how productive it will be and how profitable it will be for both sides. And if we can find a common ground where, we can work something out, hey, I'll be more than happy to do it. I'll never say no to a good offer, but it's got to be mutually beneficial. So that's my take on things. But yeah, the funniest thing about websites for me is like I used to build a bunch of websites from scratch, and I hated back in 2008 or 9. I had a couple of partners that were working with WordPress, and I'm like, I really don't like WordPress because it was very complicated, very heavy stuff that I needed to figure out. And I was like, it's much slower because you got to, but that was the early stages of WordPress. And WordPress has gotten so much better and so much smoother that I took a break from all of that for like 5 or 7 years when my son was playing hockey. And I came back and my team was like, wow, WordPress is the best thing on the internet right after sliced bread and stuff. I'm like, really? And they showed it to me, and I was like, yeah, they've really gotten better. And then you have the other ones, Joomla and like 2 or 3 others. And I'm like, they stayed in the Stone Ages. Like WordPress was always ahead, but initially WordPress also sucked. But now it's kind of like WordPress really rules. If somebody else is going to take over, I mean, I think there is there's one web that tries to pretend like they're as good as WordPress, but it's kind of like when you go back into the days of Apple, like when they were we're unbreakable, we can't be hacked. Well, you can't be hacked because nobody's using it. But now it's kind of like, well, everybody's using Apple in some sort of way. And it's like, well, now that you're interesting enough, you're getting hacked. How is it you're not being able to be hacked? Anything in the digital world can be hacked. So it's just, that's the way of life. I mean, there's nothing that's fully protected and foolproof. So come on, send a message. And yeah, I mean, Apple was foolproof until they were proven not to be foolproof, because as long as they don't have enough users, they couldn't do it. And now it's the same thing with Windows versus what's the name of it? Linux. Everybody's on Windows server, and everybody's saying, well, Linux is, the best thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because Linux has no features. As soon as Linux gets as many features as Windows Server, they're going to suck as well, because once you get these complicated systems in, you're going to get issues. And so it's kind of like WordPress has had the issues in the beginning. Now they don't have that many issues. Of course they have issues. Every programming platform has issues. But they know how to solve them. They know how to work with them. But then you have these new things that are challenging WordPress. It's kind of like WordPress is still number one by far. That's going to be one of my next videos, and I'm getting ready for that. A little too much beer and rum today. But I'm going to get into the 11 reasons why you need WordPress website. I did that post. I have it ready, and actually, we could look at it now. I'm going to make that into a video soon. But now I'm between the course and hi, Shun Corel, do you want to do the Japanese for $31 an hour? No, Jean, I don't want to. I'm going to go into, again, post impressions. Okay, I'm going to share the LinkedIn here. I'm going to go to post impressions. There we go, live. They should not have too much of a delay. 240. What do we have here? 240.53. So yeah, every time you start this off, it kind of catches up. So let's do the 365 days because I have not gone past that. And there is one. Oh, see, there was one. LinkedIn gave freebies to everybody. It's 3,901 day. But anyway, my number one performing post is not this one, but it's going to be another one. And for those of you that stayed with me here, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one. And again, I had to take a pee-pee break, so we're gonna 11 reasons why you need a website and WordPress website. And am I on this now? No. Anyway, I'm gonna take. Yes, I owe you a few seconds, so I'll cut this off short now. The timer, because I still have a little bit of rum and grog left, and I want to get to the WordPress website. A carousel. I'm going to make that into a. I'm going to make that into a video, long form video. But anyway, I want to use part of that here as well. It is. Let's go to the here. So 11 reasons you need a WordPress website. Think about creating a website. Here's why to pick WordPress. Number one, easy to use. WordPress is easy to use. You don't need to be a tech genius or a coder to create a professional starter site. That's a given fact. And the advantage of that is you don't need to code and stuff, but if you really want to take it to the next level, you can hire a coder. However, and that's where the biggest point is the coder is working on a platform that's common, that's joined for everybody. And so, like, you create the WordPress website, you don't know how to code, doesn't matter because you can have a decent website. But the core of the website will be common to everybody who uses WordPress. So to tweak it and to make it really go from low budget to mediocre, you could do that. From mediocre to great, you could do that. From great to exclusive, which is the sites that we do, is a breeze after that because you could do it. You don't have to spend another $10,000 for a programmer to have to tweak it out and stuff. So it's just easy to use and it's transferable. So it's, anybody can start on that. So it's free to start. You can start your WordPress site for free. Save money on building your website right from the beginning. Yeah, as what I was just saying, is like, you want a DIY project? Great, you could do it yourself. You could get your WordPress, you could pay or get some free hosting with a second or third level domain name. You're good. So it's to get your name out there using WordPress. Well, I want to be something more complicated. Well, you're going to pay money for that. But if you want something very simple and you don't care that it's going to have many features, but the base, the core is there. And so you can always add, because it's kind of like, I don't know what really to compare it to, but it's sort of like you give somebody an open source is sort of like you're reaching out your hand and you tell them this is what you can do with it. Is if you use it, do this, that, the other thing. And then you could just add a building block to it at any time you need to. So let's say you have a site that does A and you want it to do B. So, well, you remove A and you put B in. It's like Lego. It's kind of like, well, I don't want a yellow brick here. So you take it out and you put a red brick in there like that. So it's really modular. I think that's the best word for it. Flexible. WordPress works with any type of website from blogs to online stores. It can do it all because it covers everything. It covers all the angles, all the industries, everything. So you could change a blog only to an e-commerce website, a blog only website to an e-commerce website in a matter of a day or so. So you don't have to spend $10,000 to switch this from that, unless you want the online store to do millions of things and integrations. That's a different story. But just to go from, like, let's say a blog site to a Shopify type style site, it's not that much. Now, if you wanted to do 1 million things to integrate with your business, that's where you're going to get costly. And especially if you have a high volume of visitors, like let's say you would have like 10,000 visitors a day, yeah, you're going to pay. But hey, that's not the worry of most people, right? So I think it was like only 10% of websites have more than like 400 hits a day or something like that. That's why I'm always tough on myself so much. Is like with the TickBet I was saying, and between the group that I had of 10,000 people and stuff, TickBet.com, which is my website, was getting, I believe it was, I don't know what year that was, but it was like, I was at 400 hits a day, unique visitors every day based on the Facebook and all that. And I was like, that sucks. I need to get to like 1,000 a day to really make money on my website. And then I read the statistics on Alexa, and they were like, well, you already are in the top 10% if you're having 400 people visit your site a day. I'm like, okay. Because I think like 90% of the websites are not visited by even 200 people. But anyway, but if you want to switch from blog to online store, WordPress, again, it's like the core stays the same. You just remove certain plugins and you put in certain different ones in there. And that's it. You got an e-commerce store. Or you just leave the blog and also put an e-commerce store on top of that. It grows with you. Pay for upgrades and customizations as your business grows. this is a great aspect of WordPress, is because you're gonna get the free versions of most stuff, and if your business grows, then you'll get to pay. But you're paying only once you get the money for it. The only one that is not that way is the courses, which I was like, damn, they don't have a free starter kit where I could put the course and then pay them money once I know that it's done properly. So sort of got to pay ahead of time. So that's why, but they do offer a demo, and I said that the other day. They offer a demo. So I went through it. I was like, oh, this is what I got to put here, here, and it just takes a few days to fill in the gaps and blanks and stuff. But yeah, WordPress for that is amazing, because you get yourself going for free, and then they're like, well, I got to pay for this. I got to pay for this. Everything gets expensive. You're always going to have to pay. But it's only about how much you need to pay for it to meet your goals. And yeah, no need to start over when adding essential features. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, because they're already there. So you just add them in, because it's, again, the Lego, the puzzle is just plug the new stuff in, because there's ways to plug it in. Time saver. Templates and plugins help you create a website quickly. Spend less time setting up and more time doing what you love. That's what it comes down to. Is templates we don't use. We use Elementor, because that's a template in and of itself. You just design 5 or 6 template pages for whatever you need, and then you just add onto it and edit it as you need within that. And the advantage is because in WordPress, the templates, the problem with templates is a template is only as good as long as it's supported. And once a template stops being supported by the producer of the templates, you can love a template by somebody who only designed, let's say, 10 templates, and they don't want to do that business anymore. So they're not going to upgrade that template. So, but if you build your template in Elementor, which is a site builder on top of a site builder, WordPress is basically a web publisher, and a site builder is Elementor. It's kind of like get into word games, sort of. But anyway, so you get an Elementor site and you define your own designs for each page type. And then once an upgrade comes, it comes for Elementor, not for that one particular template. So that's where that sort of a blanket covers everything, and you don't have to worry about Elementor going out of business tomorrow. Whereas the guy that designed 10 templates is trying to sell them. Yeah, great. He made some money. He's around. But he may not be available 5 years from now. He may not be available next month, and he may not be available this week when that important update is required. Stuff like that. So, like, you get the templates from smaller creators, you're sort of asking for trouble. That's basically what it comes down to. SEO friendly. I mean, WordPress is all about SEO. So, as soon as you get a WordPress template or anything in there, it's got WordPress on it. Google loves it because it knows WordPress. It has its mistakes, and people have bad WordPress websites for sure. But if WordPress name shows up, and if you don't really screw around with it too much, chances are most WordPress sites are well within the boundaries of being okay with Google. So that's what it comes down to. But anything can be fucked up. Secure. That's a huge thing. So you want your site to be secure, and that's what you're getting into. Security. So keep updating, upgrading, use as little number of plugins as possible, and just keep it going and updating regular, and block everybody who tries to do anything out of the ordinary, because it's just not good practice. Great support. Where to begin on that one? Every plugin comes with pretty deep insights on how to use that given plugin, and answers a lot of immediate questions, like with installation and getting it going and stuff like that. But then when you get into the later phases of like you're actually having it on there and you're starting to wonder about some specific case and whatever else, and that maybe the creators have no thought of, there is forums that you can go on and tutorials and that are generated by users that have experienced the same thing, because I think it's close to 40% now. 40% of the web is powered by WordPress. So there's a very little chance that you're going to run into an issue that somebody else didn't already run into. And so the database of the knowledge base is huge, and it's important to have that. So and nobody else can match that. Customizable. Okay, you change brand colors, you're going to change some layouts and stuff. Just a few clicks. You don't have to redesign everything. It creates the CSS files for you and stuff. So mobile friendly. Mobile friendly is a key thing, and I say it in all my carousels almost, but I'll say it here again. And the big difference between mobile friendly and mobile friendly is mobile friendliness. No, it's mobile friendly is everything that's responsive is mobile friendly. However, you have to be able to go into every single aspect of the mobile friendliness and look whether it really is mobile friendly. You have to verify it page by page. So it's kind of like, yeah, well, we offer responsive websites, but then when you put a long text someplace where it's not really supposed to and a programmer didn't expect it, is it really break where it's supposed to break in order for it to be extended? And then does it go outside of either readable boundaries or does it go outside of the graphics block? So that's kind of a tough thing. This would be getting into a lot of detail, but mobile friendly, just because it's responsive doesn't mean it's mobile friendly. Because mobile friendly means, is it mobile friendly in every single aspect, ratio aspect? Is it run off the screen or off the things? Because, like, let's say you have a blue and white, and then the white letters run outside of that button. You can't read the rest of the letters because they're going to be in a white background, for example. So, sort of a tough one. But so, just mobile friendliness. Well, we have a responsive design. Yeah, but does the responsive design take into consideration every single last slogan or CTA that I used to get on there? Well, I don't know. So that's what you got to find out. So that's that. You will have a great experience on any device. Any device is the key here. Lots of plugins. There are 70,000 plugins for everything you need, like adding contact forms or online booking systems. It's that easy. Plugins are amazing. You have not plugins, but you have the Android store for apps. So WordPress has its plugins store, and 70,000. I think the latest number is like over 100,000 even. But there's differences. But the next in line is like I forget, but I think it's Wix with like 200 or 400 different plugins. Okay, so now you're gonna get. I'm gonna be lying here. Like I said, don't hold me to that. But you look it up. There's somebody who has 2,000 plugins. I'm not sure, or integrations, but 70,000 and the second in line is like way below the second in line. It's really huge. So if you're looking for flexibility, and if you're looking to have flexibility in your own private life or private business life, let's put it that way, and your business uses this kind of accounting system, your business uses this kind of invoice generating system, your system uses this for scheduling, your system uses this for connecting to mobile phones, so syncing emails and stuff like that. Now, WordPress will help you sync all that stuff together. So, because it's got some kind of a plugin, and if the 70,000 and more plugins are not enough, and you need something specific, well, we're ready to help you and program a specific plugin just for your specific needs. But if you have some specific needs, I did run into this one time, and this guy was like, "Well, I need 200 people to have in a pyramid, sort of a multi-level marketing thing where they get bonuses on top of bonuses." And I was like, "I mean, we could use some kind of an Excel program, but it's much better to start from scratch because it's going to be so much easier." But once you start programming outside of LinkedIn and doing things like that, listen, you could, as long as your business can handle it within. This is just to show you comparison of prices. If your business can be handled by WordPress solutions, you're talking about a website between 5 to 20. I would say 25. And if it'd be really expensive or really involved and maybe programming some additional plugins just specifically for your need that would just solve it easily, you're talking closer to $30,000. That would handle like 99% of your solutions that you need. But once you get into something so specific that any WordPress plugin will not be able to handle it because you just need it for your company and nobody else, then the programming bids and wars start at about 50 grand. So, you know, it's about how much you're going to really need of customizable plugins and programming, because the difference between using WordPress core and being able to fit your needs in there is a difference between having a highly complex $30,000 site over starting from scratch by having it manually programmed from line one, which is something we did in 2007 with our CRM 2008. But those things start at 50,000. Start at 50,000. Like WordPress will end at about $30,000 depending on some solutions and whatever. Whereas this custom solution start at $50,000, and $100,000 is not an issue. Why? Because you got to hire the programmers that work for Google, and Google's not paying 2 cents per hour to these people. These people are paid well. So you want these people to work on your project? Well, you got to pay them, because they're not going to get out of bed for less than $5,000 a day, for example. It's just they don't need to, because they're that good and they're in a competition. You're in competition with Microsoft and stuff. So, but that's a way out solution. It's like if you just for 99% of businesses, you're fine running everything on WordPress. There's always that one solution, and I encountered it, so I know. And it's so anyway. So I think I've been over 3 hours now. I've surpassed my rant from last week as well. So I'm going to shut this down. Notifications. Okay, who's signing this one? This one. I'm going to do stop sharing. What do we have? Curtis Adams. Your dreams are valid. New posts. David Alto. Yeah, I'm not going to mention that. Thank you, 700. I'm just going to play with this for a while like that, because this is no, I can't. I gotta keep professional. But thank you for 700 followers. Like, it's missing 3 zeros at least, but please don't do these posts. And I really wasn't going to roast anybody, but don't do these kinds of posts. Why? It's great that you're thankful, but I'm a follower, I guess, or am I connecting? And I might just, no, it's just Sean saying I'm a second level connection. This is exactly why I'm a second level connection, is 3,000 followers, and I still didn't celebrate it. I did in the beginning. I did make that same mistake, but I think it was like because I just wanted to post. But now that I learned how to post and stuff, and yes, she has 44 comments on it, which is probably 22 comments from the 700 people, and she's in an engagement pod, and she replied to all of them. Maureen. There's Maureen and How many posts is she on? Maureen posted a hamster. Maureen. Yeah, it's just, I mean, don't celebrate 700 followers. Don't celebrate 1 million followers. Or just because it's just, you don't bring any value to your network. And once upon a time, I did do that too. And I'm almost ashamed of that now. I'm embarrassed for ever doing that. I'm like, damn, how could I have been so stupid? And it's kind of like, I said I may actually celebrate 10,000 because that was my goal and I achieved it. I don't know how somebody said a goal of 700 followers because it's just kind of like, why not 701? But I no longer want to do that. I want to celebrate the people in my network. I don't want to celebrate my 700. I want to celebrate the fact that I had 500 101s or that I passed on 500 referrals and stuff like that. So this is a useless post anyway, and we're going to end on that. Bye, LinkedIn. And what do we have at 3:05? 3 hours and 5 minutes. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to make one more grog for tonight before I go to bed. But that's going to be my grog and offline, and I'll make my own mix. Thank you for being here, whoever was here, which may not be too many people, but who knows. But if you're watching on a rerun all 3 hours, good luck, cheers, and thank you for hanging in there. And one day this video may become famous. And then people 10, 20 years down the line be like, hey, once upon a time he did that 3-hour video. Remember that? Wow. And so we're making history here today. Have a great night. And hopefully I'll see you in the search for more money next week on my Streamathon.